Hello.
Hey guys.
We're back.
Woo woo.
We have a new name.
We do.
And welcome to the first episode of Dare to Be Different. In this episode, we'll be chatting to you about why we're back, why we've changed our name, and what has changed for us and what's changed in the industry over the last 3 years since we did Sound Story back in 2021.
Yep. So do bear with us. This is the first one back, so it's a little rambly, but I really think you're actually going to enjoy it. Me and Shannon have just sat down. We've just talked about why we've changed our name, what we're up to. There's plenty more to come, but I really think you're going to enjoy it. Just watch it, find out more about us, get to know us, and we can't wait to see you in the next one.
Grab a coffee.
Do it. Or a tea.
Or a tea. Or a juice.
Or
a
lemon,
beer.
Whatever you want.
Whatever you want to do.
Water. Intro.
Hello.
Hello, guys.
We have finally returned. And we have changed our name.
Yep.
So much has changed. We wanted to do at least one episode where we just kind of explain who we are if you've never listened to us before. 2, why we have returned and why it's taken us so long to record another series. Why we've changed our name, what you can expect from us moving forward. And just kind of talk about the last 3 years and how things have progressed and ebbed and flowed in our life.
Absolutely.
So, I'm Shannon.
I'm Jack.
We are husband and wife. Everyone loves to ask. Everyone's like, are you a couple?
It is now. We've been a couple for 10 years, but been married now nearly 18 months.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So we're a couple.
It's official husband and wife team.
We're married. And that has changed over the last 3 years. So yeah, for those of you who have not ever listened to us before, we used to be called Sound is Story.
Yep.
And we did one series back in 2021, which was way more popular than we were expecting it to be, which is absolutely amazing. And for those of you who are listening now, who were big fans of Sound is Story back in 2021, and for those of you as well who have just been badgering us to get another series out, thank you, because you've really encouraged us to keep this going. For us, it's continued in our heads. We just haven't been making anything.
It's been a small seed that has just constantly been there. Mm-hmm. We've always wanted to do it. We've just genuinely not had the time. Mm-hmm. Or life's just got in the way. That's it. These are the same mics, same stands. Everything's the same. We've kept it.
Yeah.
Kept it in a box just in case.
Yeah.
And finally, here we are.
We are back.
We are back with a different name.
With a different name. So do you want to explain why we've changed our name, Jack?
So for me, Sound is Story was entirely focused on sound for wedding films. And it was fine. And it was something I wanted to do way back when. But as we went through the seasons, we just experienced so much more. We filmed so much more. And the brand itself as Forever Curious, as much as I was wanting to get into sound and wanting to teach you guys more about sound, there was so much more to say. And the more time we've had away from Sound is Story, the more we've realised that. So we wanted to come to you with more experience, more knowledge. Sound is still going to be there. Absolutely. It's going to be 50% of this podcast.
Yeah, it's probably going to be like the majority of the time we'll be talking about sound.
So Sound is Story's bloodline is still there, if you want to call it. And I'll be doing tutorials, episodes on sound. Don't worry about that. That is still coming. But there is more to say. And so that is why we've changed our name. Yeah. So Shannon, do you want to say what the new name is?
So our new name is Dare to Be Different. This has actually been our company tagline ever since we founded Forever Curious in 2021. And so we've always been Forever Curious, Dare to Be Different, or Dare to Be Different, Be Forever Curious. And the reason for that is our actual reasons and our big why as to why we started doing weddings in the first place And when we wanted to start filming weddings, we could see that there were some big people in the industry that were really pushing the boundaries of what this craft can be, whether it was big Hollywood production like Ray Roman or really creative, artistic, wild editing from people such as Henry Martins and Sculpting with Time and Gioni De Silva. And we were kind of finding all of these people in Creative Wedding. We were really inspired by loads of people. And so we were like, we want to be one of those people. We don't want to just make what people expect. We don't want to make the bog standard wedding film. We want to see if we can challenge ourselves. And it wasn't necessarily because we disagreed with other styles. It was just that is what excited us.
Yeah, it was a natural shift. Like, we knew early on that we wanted to go quite dramatic, very cinematic. The values of the film was just stemming from our background, because obviously I was in TV sound and production sound, post-production sound. Then Shannon's been an assistant director for all the soaps on TV drama, but also a director on her own short films, coming from university and being a dancer. She was heavily creative straight from the bat. Like, I've slowly crept in there and realized what I've wanted to do. But Shannon's always made films that have always been a little experimental,
Bit
through
weird.
film, bit weird, through dance, through film. You know, even when the first year we got together, we created a short film for, was it Comic Relief? But it was not comic in any sense. It was to bring awareness to domestic abuse for young children or young boys.
Young boys.
Which was amazing. But that's kind of the route that we've always had. We've always been, I guess, a little serious, that we wanted to acknowledge real life to a degree, but then put a cinematic storytelling approach to our films. And that's always been there. Like, any films that I watch, they've always been a bit experimental, very stylistic, abstract, especially with sound as well, like that. So when you start incorporating all of this, it just turns into something that's quite Marmite, I would imagine.
Yeah. And we said that right at the beginning, didn't
Yeah.
we? We were like, we want people to not like what we do. Because if people don't like what we do, there are going to be people who love what we do. We don't want people to just be like, oh, yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
Like, I hate the word nice. I don't want to be good. I don't want to be nice. I want our films to stand out and either go, what on earth is that? Why would you want that as a wedding film? That's way too over the top. That's way too dramatic. And then have the other side of people going, oh my God, that's the best thing I've ever seen. That's how I want my wedding to look. And so that is where the Dare to Be Different tagline came for us, because especially in this industry, and I think especially even now in 2025, it's really hard to be different. It's really courageous to do something against the grain. And that when the whole world on social media is telling you to do things in one certain way, and to do social media in a certain way, and to film yourself in a certain way, and have a niche and have a brand, and everything needs to be personalized. You have to share yourself. There are so many things that we're being told we have to do. It's really courageous nowadays to do something and go, I don't want to do that. In fact, I'm going to do the complete opposite. And when everyone's telling you, you know, I mean, gosh, we haven't really talked about how much things have changed over the last 3 years, but you know, 3 years ago, especially in the UK, there was quite a movement of people who really wanted to do wedding films on minimal kit. And now in 2025, when you've got people like Justin Porter, who have just completely blown up on social media, now people are going, oh, more kit, more kit. Oh, more, Hollywood movie production or Netflix production kind of standard. And so now people are being pulled left and right. And I think that's great, because I hated that there was only one way of doing things. And now,
Or like a presumed way. There's only one way of doing things.
And now you've got Justin Porter, who's completely thrown the industry. And now everyone's going, well, which one am I supposed to do? It's like, there isn't a supposed to do. Choose what feels good.
Yeah.
You want to bring a load of kit to a wedding and be like Justin Porter?
Do it.
Go for it, man.
Because you'll have your own workflow.
Yeah.
And it's like each piece of kit could solve a problem. So if you turn up with minimal kit and going, I'm not making the films that I want, I'm not getting the style that I want. The approach is completely wrong. Like something, it's just not flowing.
Yeah.
And you're trying to stick to these restrictions because that's how you think it should be. Like, it's up to you. Dare to be different. And that's why it's always been so important. Follow your own voice.
Yeah.
If somebody does something one way, it's probably guaranteed that it's not going to be your way. You don't need to copy them. They'll have elements that will be like, yeah, this fits, this is fine. But you'll always have your own way, even if it's a different focal length, different camera. It's like, obviously, it's Sony heavy. Now, Nikon's coming in and blowing that door down. Canon's always been there. It's like, you don't always need to be Sony, don't need to be Nikon, don't need to be Canon. Blackmagic, hey, and you know, some people have been shooting weddings on Blackmagics for years. And it's like, well, no, because it's like it shoots in RAW or it's too clumsy and everything's manual. And it's like, it's up to them.
Yeah.
It's up to you and it's up to them.
And now people are shooting on film.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's to be honest, it's a really amazing time to be coming into this industry because there are so many different options now to you. And it's the same, I would say the same with sound, is that when we started in the industry, you know, the music montage wedding film was kind of all I was seeing to a certain extent. And then if people were using sound, it was just throwing in some vows or throwing in some speeches. And I think, I can't speak on international wedding films, but at least in the UK, people were starting, at least couples were starting to go, oh, please don't make a film where it's, you know, a bit of speeches at the beginning and then a drone shot and then some slow-mo. It's like we all kind of got stuck in this rut of how these wedding films needed to be. And now we're starting to see a lot more of people using sound design and using sound effects. And you've got people like Boomer from Multiply Sound bringing out this insane sound effects pack that people are now utilizing. It's like, I don't know, bravo, everyone.
Yeah.
Like, you're all doing really good job because I feel like everyone's stepping up now. Everyone's going, well, anyone can pick up a camera.
Well, everyone is.
And everyone is picking up the camera.
And, you know, the market is very saturated. Over the last 3 years, it's been crazy how many people have become wedding photographers or videographers. And, you know, they're teaming up with their wife or their husband or their partner who have obviously been in the wedding industry for a long time and go, you know what, something actually might work here. We can work together. We can do the weddings together. It sounds great. It sounds fun. And you have these teams now, which is fine. But it just means there's now more people. But they're bringing like their background into their style. And it's, you know, completely changing how people are shooting these weddings.
Exactly. So it's a difficult market. I would say it's definitely a more difficult market now because there are so many of us, and it's great to see so many of us. I mean, we've just been to the That Wedding Videographer Summit up in Glasgow.
Yeah.
And
shout out Danny and Jace. You did an incredible job.
Smashed it.
Absolutely smashed it.
And it was amazing because I actually turned up, and in all honesty, I turned up and I was like, am I going to be the only woman here? Because it's a very male-dominated industry. Nothing wrong with that. But it was so lovely to turn up and actually see some women there. And we all talked about it. And a lot of the women that were there were new and had only been doing it for a year. So there's definitely a move forward at the moment. More people are picking up cameras. More people are having the courage to actually go, you know what, I could do this. And the people that are picking up the cameras are really challenging themselves. And they're going to summits and they're buying courses and they're going, okay, how can we do sound? You know, people grabbed us at the summit and said, oh, I've been really experimenting more now with my audio since doing your workshop on Ben's summit.
Yep.
Which is going to sound like a really random thing if you don't know what we're talking about. But Ben Journey over the winter did like an online summit all about advanced video editing. And we did a small workshop on sound editing. And that kind of brings me on to why we have actually started back up again. Because we did that workshop with Ben and we've just been to the summit with Danny and Jace. And for those of you who don't know, we have been announced as next year's speaker at the That Wedding Videography Summit for 2026. Woo woo! And we're super, super excited about it. And we're going to be up on the stage with Ben Journey, who we can finally meet in person.
I know, we did a podcast with him in, I think it was November or October 2021.
Yeah.
Which kind of kickstarted everything. And it was that podcast that was, it shone a light on what we brought to the industry, because we thought we'd be just going. Was it that he interviewed us for sound? Maybe
The first
first one.
podcast he did with us was about how we blew up out after COVID.
Oh, right.
And
Well, then it turned
he
into
called it living in the moment. With
yeah,
Forever
and that's
Curious.
where it changed. It's like we described like what we did in life, what we were up to, our values in life, and what we thought about weddings, elopements, and so on and so forth. And he actually turned it on its head and was living in the moment. It was like, oh, that's nice. Like, we didn't actually realize what we were bringing to the industry. So that was a nice little eye opener. And it was ever since then that we've kind of kept that going and gone, okay, we didn't know we were bringing that. For us, that was just natural. So let's just keep doing that and just, bring those values, bring those whys to the weddings. And that's just where everything started.
Yeah. And I think that started for us, and we owe a lot to Ben for kind of pushing us in that respect. And he brought us back to do an episode on sound.
Yeah. We have a big up for Ben.
A big
support.
up for
up.
Ben. Ooh,
Just like we've had a lot of support from Ben, so we've
massively.
we've appreciated it all these years.
And then because Ben brought us back this winter to do the editing workshop, we've then been kind of found by Danny and Jace, which is why we're then on the panel next year. We went up to Glasgow and we met with people. And it's really given us a massive boot up the arse, to be honest, to go, come on, just do it again. Even Danny, we were like having a pint with him and he was like, are you bringing back the podcast? And
I know,
like,
even they brought it up.
Like, yes, we are. When? I don't know.
I know.
And it's literally 2 days later. 2 days later, thank you, Danny. Thank you, Jace, for just giving us that little push that we needed to come back.
Oh, big one. I needed
A shake-up.
I needed a shake-up. Really needed to shift things. Like these podcast stands and mics and chairs have been just perfectly placed in our office corner for what now, like 2-3 months?
3 months, yeah.
Ready for us to have the moment that we'll go, right, we'll do the podcast today. And it never came.
Yeah.
It's not came until we did the summit. And it's given us the community we were looking for, the boost up the arse that we were looking for. Meeting just other creatives in that way was just incredible. Mm-hmm. But then you just had these little moments of, oh, I loved your little workshop with Ben. Oh, can you bring back the podcast? What are you guys up to? This and that. And it was like, okay, we need to shift.
Yeah,
we really need to shift.
We need to do this because we really want to be in this community.
Yeah.
And actually not being part of the community, whether it was from an educational standpoint or like just being a part of like the summits and the things that were going on, we started getting pretty low when it came to the business. Like we were feeling quite alone. We were feeling quite isolated with everything. So we missed actually having a bit more of a part to play in this industry. So we are back. We have called ourselves Dare to Be Different so that we just want room to grow. Like Sound is Story felt like we had to turn up every single week and talk about sound. And not that we were going to run out of content, but I think both of us were going to just, I don't know, we have a lot more to say than just talking about audio.
It could probably very quickly become stale. And I think when you're focusing on weddings, like film sound is one beast and wedding sound is another beast. And it's like you can merge the two for a little while, but then it becomes something else. And we just needed to keep that focus, didn't we?
Yeah.
And that's why we're now not called Sound is Story. We're now called Dare to Be Different. And it's like just room to grow. We want to bring all the information from Sound is Story and more.
So that is all actually a really nice plug, which I wasn't planning on doing, but we should.
We should.
We should. We're going to plug That Wedding Videography Summit 2026. We're going to pop the link for the tickets in the show notes.
Yep.
If you want to come, meet us in person, get a selfie. No, if you want to go and see Justin Porter, Ben Journey, and Becky Kinross, along with some other pros, I assume, because
they
were there this year. And we'll pop the link to buy the tickets if you haven't already bought one in the show notes.
Yep. So it's in Glasgow again, same event. I think it's St. Luke's. and something.
St.
on
Luke
April
and the
1st.
Winged something.
Yeah, Winged Ox, that's it.
Yeah.
So it's in Glasgow, April 1st, St. Luke's and the Winged Ox. It's an amazing venue. It's like this really cool bar with a stage next door.
But it's like a church. So it's like
Oh,
being in a
yeah,
ceremony aisle, but on stage. It was really cool.
It's a really cool venue, and tickets are now available as of the release of this podcast. Details are in the show notes. They might have already sold out because everyone was very excited when they were announced that they were doing it the next year. So hopefully they're still available.
Go and check them out.
Go and check them out.
Go buy a ticket and come meet us in person and ask any questions. We're going to be doing a talk all about sound. We haven't decided exactly what we want to talk about yet. We're going to use this year to get a feel for what all of you guys actually want to hear.
But I've already got the intro sorted.
Jack's got the intro sorted. It's going to be absolutely epic. But yeah, please go and find us. So obviously, we need to tell you as well, our Instagram handle has now changed. So our company name is Forever Curious Films. That's where you can go and find all of our weddings and where you'll be spammed with content for our couples to go and book us. So if you want to just get podcast updates, we're also going to be making YouTube channel content, tutorials, kit bag episodes, behind the scenes. If you want to be kept up to date with all of that, you can go and find us at Jack and Shannon _.
Yeah.
We couldn't get Jack and Shannon. Gotta love Instagram. But Jack and Shannon _ and we're going to be plowing that Instagram account now with as much education as we can, updating you all on everything that's going on. Use that account to DM us. Ask us questions. What do you want to know? Kit, sound design, business stuff, how to pose couples, whatever it is that you are struggling with. If there's anything that you see in our films that you love and you want to know how we do it, please go and jump into our DMs. We also do one-to-one mentoring as well. So if you're interested in that, you can jump in the DMs and ask for more information on that. So that has been a very rambly episode. Congratulations to all of you who got to the end. But we really did just want to do an episode where we explained why we're coming back and what we're doing, and hopefully that's all clear. It's been more of a chat between us, so I hope it's been clear enough and that we haven't rambled too much.
No, it's fine. We want it to be more conversational. We don't want this to be such an educational podcast that it's like, get your notebook out, sort of this, like, put us on when you go to work, put us on when you go to a wedding, listen to us in the morning. It's going to be on YouTube if you're watching us. Hello. We're here for you. We want to push boundaries, push your skills and your talents, and really find what you guys can bring to these weddings. Dare to be different. It's okay to be different. Just bring your own voice, bring your values, bring your own whys. Don't follow the trends, and you'll be absolutely fine.
You'll absolutely smash it.
You'll smash it.
Well, thank you all for listening to our very first episode of Dare to Be Different and our second series of this podcast. And tune in next week where we'll be talking about who knows what we'll be talking about. You'll find out next week.
Thanks for listening, guys. See you in the next one.
Ciao.